Okay, welcome everybody to the Whole Heart Social Media Masterclass. And today we are going to talk about how to have a breakthrough with the vulnerability of visibility. And what I'm finding with so many people is that people are really struggling with this visibility, and it's especially women. And it's not just about posting, it's about being seen, being heard. It's about making comments. It's about showing up. And, because you just like don't even know who's seeing your stuff and you don't know. It feels very vulnerable. So I want to talk about that today and how to feel more comfortable, because my mission is for you to show up more regularly and really get your message out. So I'm going to get going. I If you have questions, put them in the chat, and we'll have time at the end for questions. And if I know, I might glance at the chat, and if I know that it's something I'm going to talk about, I'll just keep going. And if it's something completely different, I might pause for a moment to respond. So you guys can see my shared screen, right? Okay, good. So Whole Heart Marketing is a proven systems-based approach to authentic, heart-centered marketing on the internet to build continued, consistent credibility, credible visibility, and influence with strategic partners, clients, and followers, while leveraging your time and resources to generate consistent income and make a bigger impact. And my mission is to raise the consciousness of social media so that we can use social media to raise consciousness and elevate humanity. And most of the people that I work with are healing the world and themselves. And I am committed to helping you to reach more people. So just to talk about what we're going to talk about today, the 2026 visibility shift has happened. And it's about presence, engagement, and authentic influence in the age of AI. And I also want to talk to you about how to really show up and break through the AI spell that we're all under. So here's my first question. This is the truth room. The internet is a 24/7 networking opportunity. In other words, it's an opportunity to network, connect, and build relationships. So my question to you is, how do you show up? Do you show up consistently? Do you show up occasionally? Are you excited to be on the internet? Or does it just feel like a big should, like a big ugh? Because if you're not excited and if you're not projecting your energy, in other words, everything is energy and we are all connected. So if you are not projecting your energy, that is a positive energy that you really want to be on the internet and be connecting and showing up, people feel that. So hi, welcome, Amba. And so people feel that. So I want you to think about that. Think about what causes you to lean into other people's uh, social media and what is going to cause other people to lean into your social media. So energetically, you want to be showing up and excited about being online. So the vulnerability of visibility. Here are some of the things that I hear people saying. It's overwhelming. It moves too fast. It's confusing. I can't be that person. I can't do all that ridiculous stuff that people do on their reels and videos. I don't really even know what works, and I feel invisible. So raise your hand if you relate to at least one of those. Okay, thank you. As I said, it's the truth room, because this is what holds us back. And so what happens is we start to become inconsistent, and we don't know why we're being inconsistent. We don't know why we're not showing up, but these are the things that hold us back on the conscious and the unconscious level. So here's the truth. Your people are not looking for more content. They're looking for you. Okay. And so your presence is what leads to connection and what leads to more clients. So when you start to feel that perfection, your inner perfectionist, like, I can't do what those people do, or you're scrolling or whatever you're doing, I want you to remember that people are not looking for more content. They will read your content possibly, and they might love it, but they're looking for you. They're looking for the human factor. So there's two ways to show up on the internet. There's the performance-based way, and that's like sort of, what should I say? What should I post? What should I say? How am I going to perform that's going to bring people to me? And then there is the presence-led way. And the question there is, what is true, real, and authentic for me? So if you paused before you were getting ready to get online and said, okay, what's true? What's real? What's authentic for me? What can I really express that is going to cause someone to lean in, to become curious, to want more from me? And we're going to talk more about this. So you will walk away knowing what else you can do besides just say, what should I say, and try to do the ridiculous things that other people do. So the question is, what is your intention on social media? Is your intention networking? Is your intention to create new connections? Is your intention networking with existing connections? Is it referrals? Is it clients, inspiration, education? Is it to find out what's happening? If it's to find out about the news, I hope you're reading at least 3 other sources. Or is it connecting with family and friends? Or is it all of the above? Okay, so think about, what is your intention on social media? So many people feel invisible right now on the internet. And here are some of the reasons why. AI has multiplied content volume exponentially. So, it's like there's like 4+ billion people on the internet, on just Facebook alone. Okay. So AI has multiplied content volume. There's more content, which means there's less attention. The algorithms are rewarding interaction signals. Okay. So this is really important, that the algorithms now, they know what is AI and what is human. And you're going to hear me say this more than once today. Even though I don't play the algorithm game, I'm telling you that that's how you get seen, is by human interaction. So visibility isn't really a content problem. It's a connection problem. And it's back to what I said at the beginning, that the internet is a 24/7 network. It's just like if you went to a networking opportunity online. It's just like if you went to a networking event in person. It's about connection and about building relationships. So I want to talk about the evolution of authenticity in the age of AI. In the old days, if you will, authenticity was just about being real. Just put yourself out there, be real, say whatever is real for you. In new authenticity, it's really about having a clear voice, a clear perspective, and a clear presence. And AI can help you create content, but it can't replicate your energetic signature. So I was just talking to somebody today who was saying that they would put everything just straight from AI post it onto wherever they're posting. The thing about that is that, first of all, if you are using AI at all, you know what is AI content and what is not. And there's kind of a thing that happens where it's like, oh, that's AI. Do you guys do that? You're like, oh, that's AI. And then you just kind of dismiss it, swipe right past. Okay. So I'm not saying you can't use it. I'm saying I use it all the time, but I use it as a jump start. I don't use it as my final product. I will have it, I will use it, and then I will infuse my voice and my energy into my content. I never, 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 ever, never will put something on straight from AI onto the anywhere on my social media. So the visibility framework for 2026 and beyond. Okay, so we're like, and I know it's only May, or June almost, but it's 2026 and beyond. Presence. It's how you show up energetically, not just visibly. Like I said, it's like, how do you show up excited to be there, to make new friends and to meet new people? Or do you show up like, oh, I just got to do this, get it over with, click, I'm done. And honestly, that's what you get back. Are you showing up with clarity? Are you showing up? You have 2 seconds to engage somebody. If you don't engage someone within 2 seconds, they are gone. You know what you do. Okay, what? I don't even get what this person does. And you swipe on, right? It's 2 seconds. So your message becomes the filter that attracts the right people. Engagement. Real conversations signal relevance and to both the humans and the platforms. And attraction. Visibility becomes transformation, not content. Okay, so again, you're going to hear me say this over and over again. The more you are visible and humanly present, the more engagement you're going to get. And that doesn't mean you have to be on social media more, because I know some of you are like, oh my God, now I got more things to do. No, it's just how you are on social media. It's a shift in how you show up. It's not about showing up more. It's the leadership shift. Stop asking, how do I get seen? And start asking, what do I see? Start to become curious. Because the goal is not becoming more visible. It's becoming more accurately seen. Okay, does everybody get what I mean by that? It's really about, you want people to see you, to accurately see you, and to see what you do. So your message is more important than ever. SEO, search engine optimization, SEO, using the right words is crucial. It's more important than ever. Because again, you only get 2 seconds and then people are off to the next thing. So the future belongs to those who are clear, grounded, and present. The biggest shift in 2026 is that engagement is the new visibility currency. So conversation depth, time spent interacting, and relationship signals. You will get more influence. You will build more influence and get more credibility from engaging in a conversation than you will from posting till you're blue in the face. And one of the things that you want to think about is, and we're going to talk about this more in a few minutes, you want to think about, one heartfelt, authentic conversation can really build influence for you. And the thing is, don't forget, everybody who is following you and who is following the people who are following you sees. So everything you do leaves a digital footprint on social media. So people are seeing your comments. Okay. And I want you guys, okay, everybody, I want you to hear this. This is something I need everybody to hear. I say it every single time. Just because people aren't liking, comment, or sharing your content does not mean they're not seeing it. Okay. And if you want to know, how to test that, try putting something super personal. Like I don't know if you guys saw my post about, so I just had a new grandbaby. Now I have 3 granddaughters, and I just put a post on there. I'm not allowed to post pictures of the kids because they're millennials, and I always tease them that they're in witness protection. But, and I kind of agree with them that I think we shouldn't be posting pictures of our kids. I put in the post that I will, they'll be posting, everybody, you'll see pictures of them when they're old enough to decide for themselves if they want to post their pictures. But I did put the picture of the car seats because this is my first maiden voyage with the car seats, and I was driving them to my house and all around. Anyway, so, I mean, I got probably like about 7,000 views on that post. Okay. So if you want to know if people are seeing your content, post something personal, not that personal that you feel too vulnerable or overexposed, but share your own experience. I mean, my views go up and down, up and down, up and down. And when I share personal things, my views go way up. And it tells the algorithms that a human is present, and I'm not just posting or being AI. So this is something that happened last year, but I'd like to talk about it. So having done SEO and building websites and all of that for many years before I switched over to social media, I can tell you that this is really important, that visibility is no longer follower based. It's engagement based, and it's interest based. So your audience is not just watching, they're participating. So your message matters more than ever. Small creators with clear presence can win, and the algorithm promotes relevance over popularity. In other words, if you are using the words that your ideal clients would use to search for you, then the platforms are going to show your content to those people. Okay, so it's not just what you think the words are, it's the words that your ideal clients would use to search for you. And it's taking time to search in Google, search keyword phrases, 3-4 word phrases in Google, and see what comes up. And if what comes up is similar to what you do, then it's a good phrase. And if what comes up has nothing to do with what you do, it's not a good keyword phrase. Okay. And that matters so much. It's not about friends and followers anymore. It's about you telling the search engines by the words you use who you want to see your content. So 50% or more of the content that you see is suggested for you from people you've never heard of. If the algorithm thinks that a person is interested in the content, it's more likely that it will show up in their feed, even if they're not a follower. So followers are great, friends are great and all that, but using the right words can get to way more people. And that's what I'm here to do, is to help you stand in your message, lead with presence, and build visibility that feels aligned and not exhausting. So what's losing power right now? What's not working? Posting constantly without purpose, over-polished AI content, we know that, performing for the algorithm, and generic educational content. When you are showing up as yourself, you don't have to worry about the algorithm. You are going to reach your people. And playing the algorithm game does not work. So what does build visibility now? A clear message, strong point of view, real engagement before and after posting, and we're going to talk about this more in a few minutes, human voice and emotional resonance, and conversations instead of broadcasts. Instead of just like posting random, I call it random blah, blah, actually taking the time to have conversations. I spend the majority of my time commenting and conversing on other people's threads, but it's not just anybody. It's the people who are my ideal strategic partners and clients. And we're going to talk about that. It's intentional conversing. So best practices on Facebook in 2026, very briefly, groups are more powerful than pages. So your groups, as long as you're, if you're active and really using the group, more people are going to see your post in groups than on your business page, which doesn't mean you don't need a business page. I know that's the next question. Like, well, do I even really need one? Yes, you need a business page on Facebook because it's sort of like your Facebook website. And basically, you just want to populate it with great content. But when you're following and when you're playing with people, you want to be following from your personal profile. Conversations versus broadcasts, as I said. Comments drive reach. That's exactly what I just said. It's about commenting. It's about conversing. It's about engaging. It's about being involved. Native posts, videos, articles, and images perform best for organic and paid reach. So what that means is instead of like a polished ad or graphic, a native post, like if you wrote a post that was like a story about some success that you had, or you shared your own experience, maybe you talk about why you got into the work that you do, something that is just a post, a plain old native is just a plain old post, is going to get better performance than the polished AI or ads. So that's Facebook. LinkedIn best practices, thoughtful text posts. And on Facebook and LinkedIn, long form posts are working well. I think people are really craving just more depth in content instead of the superficial blah, blah. So what I am finding is that when you do a long form, maybe 500, 600 word post, and it's really thought out and it has your own energy infused into it, it's getting good visibility and good connection. Industry conversations in whatever industry you're in, relationship first DMs, which means messaging people for, hey, I love that blog, or congratulations on a success, not, hey, want to come to my free thing. Okay. So it's not relationship, it's not promotion first, it's relationship first. Personal insights and outperform corporate tone, and less is more. On LinkedIn, if you posted like 3 times a week, you don't have to post every day, because once you post, the other post is kind of gone. So 3 posts a week is good. I'm going to say this again later on, but I'm going to say it now just in case I forget. Hashtags, less is more. Maximum 3 to 5 hashtags. Okay, do not put a million hashtags. And it's really now the same thing on Facebook. And on Facebook, what you can do is, if there's certain words in your content, you can put a hashtag right in the content. Like, I'm blah, 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 hashtag marketing, blah, blah, blah. You know, and then you could put 2 or 3 at the end. But you don't want to put a million hashtags on Facebook or LinkedIn. And eventually it's going to be Instagram too. Hashtags are, they're still okay for now, but they are not going to be such a thing in the future. Instagram, carousels still dominate. Reels should feel human. Stories build trust. I did an experiment where I did I was promoting something, so I did an AI video and then I did a real live human video. The human video, I did it myself. I performed much better than the AI. Thank you very much. Okay, so stories build trust and save signal value. So you want people to save your content. So back to the AI. AI helps you organize and accelerate ideas. It does not replace your perspective. It's a powerful tool to help you amplify your voice. Okay. I teach a whole class on AI, but I'm just going to say today, it gives you it gives you reach. Presence gives you impact. You don't need to be louder. You want to be clear, consistent, and connected. So the very first thing you want to do when you're going to okay, thank you, Diana. This is all great information. Where do I start with improving my social media? The very first thing you want to do is complete your profile with a clear bio and contact information. Use keywords for better searchability, create attractive visuals, and consistently update your profile. I go in every 30 days and update all my profiles because, we're all changing all the time and things are changing all the time. And, every time you do your little introduction in a networking event, you're like tweaking it and making it better. Same thing. You want to go into your social media about once a month and make sure everything is the way you want it to be. And for that matter, your website as well. You want to make sure your bio and your speaker sheet, everything is up to date. Social media platforms favor active participants. So stay present consistently and engage with your audience before you post. This is a really great super tip, because when you engage before you post, it sort of wakes up your social media. So then when you post, people start to see it more. Engagement is visibility. Respond promptly to comments. We're going to talk about this a little more in a minute, but you want to be on and respond promptly when people comment. Presence builds trust faster than content volume. Comments on share and comment on and share people's posts. And when you share, you want to share it as a new post. So you want to copy the content, copy the image, and share it as an original post. Because when you share it with the share button, you get very little credit and visibility for it anymore. So that's another super tip. It's easier to do it on your phone, because on the iPhone, you just kind of put your finger and it says copy, move it over. And when you share someone else's content, make sure you tag them. Thanks for sharing, Carly, because if you don't tag them, then it's not a win-win. But if you share it as a first-time post and then you tag them, it's a win-win for everybody. And be consistent. Okay. So it's not about exhaustion, but it's about showing up. When you think about it for yourself, when you sort of like someone says, hey, everybody, I'm taking a break from Facebook for the next month, or all of a sudden you don't see them and they're like, I took a break. It doesn't it creates a break, like a disconnect. You're kind of like, wonder what's going on. So even if you could only post like twice a week or something, or show up twice a week, and even when I say post, it's also about connecting and commenting. Show up at least 2 or 3 times a week. And don't, because you lose momentum. Don't just stop showing up. Okay, I'm going to talk briefly about the Whole Heart Social Media Success Formula. This is my book, for those of you who don't know, the Whole Heart Social Media Success Formula, What to Say, Where to Play, and How to Win, which has the in-depth version of my social media. It's like kind of like a content and a workbook, and it really talks a lot about the fundamentals of understanding social media. But in a nutshell, for today, I want to talk about this formula because this is going to help guide you in how much you want to show up and what you want to actually be doing. So marketing is about inspiring people to take action on your expertise. So you meet them where they are and you bring them to your transformation. And AI can help you. It can help you with content. It can help you with structure and consistency. So it's a great tool to use. So 50% of the time that you are on social media, you are branding yourself, being you, engaging, building relationships, and sharing your core message. So that's like 50% of your time. Okay. So on your Facebook, it's your personal profile. And it's kind of one of those things where you have to make a decision, because if you're going to be putting all this time and effort and money into, social media, you want to be using your personal profile. And I know some of you are like, well, but I want to show pictures of my kids and be all personal in there. But the thing is, it's like that's where you're going to get the most visibility, because the platforms want you to be a person. So when you are being a person using your personal profile, then that's where you're going to get the visibility. So if you think about it like, Diana Morgan liked your post, Whole Heart Marketing liked your post. I mean, it makes more, it lands more when it's whole Diana Morgan liked your post. So that's 50% of your time and then on your business page, you do your business. But on LinkedIn, you kind of have to divide it yourself. So half of your time you're liking, commenting, connecting, engaging, conversing. And then the other half is these other two parts. Same on all the other platforms. So what are the other two parts? 40% of the time you are serving, teaching, leading, inspiring, motivating. So you are, that's non-promotional. It's just pure give, educate, position yourself as the expert, you're serving. And then 10%, so now you have 50% you're connecting, 40% you're serving, and then you have 10%, which is you're inviting. And usually I recommend doing something free. And I recommend doing something that would give people an idea of how it would be to work with you. So like, for example, I do this free training every month, and it's different every month. But it's like, this is a way for people to get to know me. I mean, it's not, when you work with me, it's not exactly like this, because I also, it's more interactive, but this, at least you get an idea of how it would be. So in other words, if you are a coach or somebody who helps people in that way, giving them a download or a quiz or an ebook is not going to give them an idea of how it would be to work for you, with you. So it's fine to do that, but you also want to do something that's, interactive. So you've done 50% connect, 40% serve, and then you built influence. So people want to know how they can work with you and what it would be like and what else you offer. So when you are doing your 50% of daily connecting, following, loving, commenting, sharing, and I like to say caring, which is connect, acknowledge, respond, and engage. Always stay engaged and participate in the conversation. This is a good screenshot. And you will get a recording of the class, but this is a good screenshot. So Timing is really important too. When you want to play online, I like to say play because that's the right mindset. So when you show up, and we're going to talk about this, when you show up maybe 3 or 4 times a day, you can see when people are live. People always ask me, like, when is the best time to post? You have to show up, and then you're going to see when people are conversing, when people are engaging with you. You can use analytics tools to find peak engagement times and test different posting. But really, the main thing is if you show up, you're going to see when other people are showing up. Clarity. Clarity attracts your ideal client. Who are you speaking to? What are they going through? And how do you help them? In other words, instead of opening up your social media and saying, what should I say? You want to be saying, who am I talking to? And what are they going through? What do they need from me right now? What is going to cause them to lean in when they see my post in their feed or when they come to my Facebook or LinkedIn pages? And I want to encourage you to focus. One person, one problem, one conversation. So, for example, if you have a couple of different things that you sell or a couple of different markets that you target, then maybe do one for 2 months. And then you can switch to a different one for 2 months so that you're focused, so that when people land on your social media, they're not like, well, wait, what is she doing? Who is she? They know what you do, they know who you are. So you want to think about what are they struggling with? What do they need today? And what will resonate in their feed? And you want them to say, this is for me, because that's what builds trust and engagement. When they see in your content something that they're going to say, this is for me, they're going to lean in and they're going to message you. So this is the power of messaging, that, you don't have to post a million things. If you're clear and you're really addressing these questions, people are going to want what you have and they're going to lean in. So I want to talk about if you've been on my call before, I know Amba has, then you know my 5 people a week. This is my stop the scroll request. Pick 5 people a week to create and deepen connections with. So, and you can pick them. If you're big on LinkedIn, you pick them from LinkedIn. If you're bigger on Facebook, pick them from Facebook. You don't have to pick people you don't know. Pick people you know. Pick your friends and connections. Pick people that are in your networking group. Pick people that you know. So who are these people? They're active on social media. They're active networkers. They offer a different service to a similar target market. They have similar values in their messaging, so you want to share each other's message. They're your friends. They're your friends of friends. They're groups you're active in. They're your followers. And so what do you do with these people? You're going to like, comment on their page, share their content. You could tag them when you share them. Look for ways to engage with them that are not promotional. Okay, you could invite them to a networking event that you go to, or you could invite them to have coffee or tea or a Zoom, but you're just building the relationship. It's like if you went to a networking event and you met someone, you'd be like, hey, would you like to have lunch sometime or have coffee, or let's get on a Zoom call. That's what you want to be doing. Okay. And so these are people who could really more people who could refer you. Think about your end user, but these are referral partners. So for example, a lot of times people talk about posting parties, but the thing is, posting parties are great if they meet this criteria. If they're not your ideal strategic partner, your ideal clients, it isn't necessarily going to benefit you to just like each other's content. You want to have intentional posting parties. So now everybody take a deep breath. And because what I'm going to say, usually people go out of their body. I want to encourage you to be on social media for an hour a day. And most people are like, are you kidding me, Diana? I don't have time to be on social media for an hour a day. But here's the thing. If you were actually getting clients from your social media, Would you have time to be on for an hour a day? Yes, thank you. So what I recommend is, and I've been doing this for a very, very long time. I'm in my 20th year of doing internet marketing, social media. If you are on 15-minute segments 4 times a day, so it's not like just get on for an hour, it's be on for 15 minutes 4 times a day. That is how you're going to really see who's playing with you and what's happening. So you would check here's like a schedule of what you might do in that for 4 segments. You would check your notifications, because once you start playing with these 5 people, so I kind of skipped one part of the 5 people. So you play with the 5 people, and then 2 people are going to play, 3 people won't. Next week, you add 5 more people, 2 will play, 3 won't. So you're going to keep this going. And so what happens is you're going to start to like looking at your notifications, because it's going to be people that you care about that you've been playing with. It'll be like, oh, Amanda liked my comment. Oh, Dr. Amba commented on my post. So that's how it's going to be. And then you're going to start to like what shows up in your feed, because you're telling people you're playing with people, and their content is going to show up in your feed, and your content is going to show up in their feed, which is why you want to be playing with people strategically. So I saw a post this morning in a group, and this person said, I made this post on LinkedIn and nobody's commented on it. Can you all please go comment on it before I delete it? And I was like, that isn't how we do it. It's like, and the interesting thing, it was a marketing person, just saying. But yeah, I know, right? So if you want, like, or people say like, hey, I haven't seen so and so in a really long time. Well, guess what? You know how you want to see so and so's content? Go to their social media and like something, comment on something, share something of theirs, and guess what? Then their content is going to start to show up in your feed. That's how it works. So the next thing is, see who you want to play with, and continue to play with your 5 people, liking, commenting, loving, following. Make one in-depth comment. What can you share of their content? Make another in-depth comment, and then make some other comments. Okay. Or even just an emoji sometimes. It's fine. But you don't want to do everyone as like. You want to do love is better than like. And you could actually, and if you put a heart in the comment, it's even better than just clicking on love is good. But if you put a heart, it's even better. So if you did this, if you started doing this 5 people, and you did the 15 minutes 4 times a day this is all about your 50% engagement, your social media will start to exponentially grow. And you can hire somebody to help you with all that other stuff, the posting and choosing your content and all that. I mean, as long as you're involved and you know what to tell them to do, and you're approving the content, you could totally hire a virtual assistant to do that. But you can't hire someone to be you. You have to be you. And that's the part that takes the most time, but that's what's going to build the relationships. That's what's going to get you the highest up in the algorithm. When you make a comment and somebody comments, and then you comment again, every time you comment, it gets all the way up to the top of the post, so people see it. So for example, if you do a post and tons of people comment on it, like, don't thank them all in one sitting. Thank a few, next day thank a few more, and it'll just keep getting higher up in the algorithm as you do it, because that's what the social media platforms want. They want us to play. So collaborate with influential people in your community. Collaborations stand out in this AI world. Partner with influencers in your niche. Collaborate with complementary brands. Create content to reach a broader audience. Share and promote each other's content. Partner with people in your lane. That's the thing I want to emphasize about partnering and posting parties and all that. Find people that are in your lane. Building relationships builds influence, human presence, visibility, and reach. Show up consistently, stay connected, and be curious. Okay, so that's the 50% the 50% of branding yourself. Now we're going to talk about 40%. 40% marketing is about inspiring people to take action on your expertise. What do you inspire people to do? Thinking about your core message. 40% of your content is to show up to serve. And again, AI can support your visibility. Educate, inspire, and motivate. So this is where you're sharing the what you do, the why it's important. You're not sharing the how, because that's what people pay for, but you're sharing the why is it important? Why should I care? And this could be in the form of, articles. It could be in the form of blogs. It could be in the form of testimonials. It could be in many, many different forms. But that's what you're doing, is you're sharing the why does it matter. So I want to talk about hashtags a little bit more. Hashtags perform several functions. They connect your post with topics and audiences. They allow users to search hashtags, and they allow the platforms to serve content to users receptive to that content. So again, sparingly, like use them one or two. Like this is the 3 categories of hashtags. Hashtags for the content, what the content relates to, for the problem to be solved, and for the audience being targeted. So for example, for me, it might be, the content, like what it relates to, internet marketing, hashtag Facebook, hashtag social media. For the problem to be solved, hashtag get more clients, hashtag use Facebook with ease. And for the audience being targeted, it might be hashtag entrepreneurial, purpose-driven women, something like that. Millennial women, boomer women, something like that. So, but with Facebook and LinkedIn, less and less and less is more. Post high quality content regularly. Share valuable, informative, and engaging content. Maintain a consistent posting schedule. Decide what you're going to do. I'm kind of from the school of 1 post a day, but it could be, even in LinkedIn, it could be 3 posts a week if 1 post a day is too much. Use a mix of content types, articles, video, infographics. Focus on providing solution and answering questions. The main thing is to, as much as possible, even though you're posting videos, shorts, and reels is powerful. Okay. So even though you're still in posting education, it can be, like 3 tips on a video or something like that. You will see if you start to do that, that's where you get way more visibility. Okay. Other things you can share, user-generated content. That's you, the user, or people that you know. You can share testimonials, reviews, lifting other people up, humor and memes that are in your lane, appropriate to your brand, inspirational quotes, heartwarming stories, educational content, personal stories and milestones. This is a good screenshot, this particular slide. So these are all really great ways to share education, inspiration, information in a way that is going to get visibility for you. You can host live sessions on video, use live streaming on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Engage with your audience in real time, host Q&A sessions, tutorials behind the scenes, promote live sessions in advance for better turnout, and download and share across all platforms. So you could share, do a Facebook Live and then download it. And what you want to do is, don't say, hey, Facebook friends, because you're going to download it to other platforms. And when you do it, even if you're promoting an event, if you don't put the date, you can use it. It can be evergreen. So you can post it, over and over again and just put the date in the comments. You could put, link in the comments. Say that in the video. Create and share stories. Stories amplify your authentic energy. Stories are the new authority signal in 2026. AI can generate content, but it can't generate lived experience. You can use your Instagram and Facebook stories, but add it to newsfeed as well. Okay, so stories are great. And, they're only up for 24 hours. So if you really want people to see the content, make sure you share it in your feed as well. Because it's so, I don't know if you've had that experience, it's so annoying where you go to click on something and it's like gone. So if you really want people to see it, make sure you share it in your feed. So that's educate, inspire, and motivate. And now we're going to go to 10% promote. This is your freebie. It could be an event. It could be products. If you don't have products that you can offer, it could be, you could do a money back guarantee if you don't have free products. You could do a free educational video training if you have products. You could have special offers. The main thing is that you want to offer something free where you can get people to actually engage with you. Because social media is not for selling, it's for marketing. So you want to be able to get people to take that next step with you. So using storytelling instead of selling, I just like to add this in because it's really important on your social media. So your story is your superpower. Again, something that AI can't replicate. So an example would be sharing a personal story about you or a client of how your product helped them or someone, instead of just saying, buy this, you share a story. So it could be a testimonial. It could be, it could be a story of your own, but then you could say, DM me if you're interested, instead of just like, blah, blah, here, buy this. Another example is instead of sign up for my coaching problem, you could talk about, my coaching program. You could talk about like, I remember when I or a client struggled with social media and here's how I changed that. And now I do the same for others. So it's like telling the story. So, so that is that's sort of like the summary of how you can get more visibility and how you can get more reach. And hopefully you learned something today about how you can feel more comfortable on social media. I would love if you could put one thing in the chat that you're going to implement from today. And then if you have any questions. And while you're doing that, right, exactly, a story. Good. Connect with 5 people. Great. Thank you. So what I would like to do is talk about if you are looking for more help with your social media, how to be more consistent and how to show up and stay on top of all the everything changing every 5 minutes. I would like to talk to you about my monthly masterclass. This is a class that I teach twice a month on what to say, where to play, and how to win. So the Whole Heart Social Media Monthly Mastery Program, your monthly home base for staying visible, aligned, and consistent. It's a space for heart-centered entrepreneurs who want marketing to feel human and not exhausting. You get ongoing support and guidance, clarity and connection, accountability so you don't become invisible, and a steady place to grow your message and your visibility. What you receive each month is a monthly strategy and teaching session, clarity on messaging, visibility, and content planning, a monthly Q&A, hot seat coaching. Actually, what it's really become is we do that in both classes. So we have people check in, we do a teaching, and then we have time to implement. And the topics that we cover are things like we do Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. We did a whole month on video. And we sort of rotate so it cycles around. This last month we did editorial calendar, how to do batching, create batches, how to be more efficient with your editorial calendar, how to be more efficient if you have a virtual assistant, or how to get to that point where you can have a virtual assistant. And I've been doing this for 20 years. And so I am, and I had my own done for you company for 14 years. So I have everything sort of like dialed in for how to really become more efficient with your social media, and then how to do your part even better with the 50%. So it's twice a month. And then there's one masterclass that meets in addition to the 2 classes per month. It's two simple membership options. It's either $77 a month or $770 for the year, which means you get 1 month free. And we meet live on Zoom. Every class is recorded. There's a resource page that has all the recordings. It has the masterclass recordings. And I have 2 sessions. I'm opening up a new session. I have one session that's first and third Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 Pacific. And the second one is the second and fourth Wednesday from 11:30 to 1 p.m. Pacific. And it's not like a just switch back and forth. It's like I want people to commit to one class or the other because it's sequential. So if you're ready for a steadier, more human way to be visible, please join me in this class. I would love to have you there. And if you're not sure, I would love to talk to you more about it. Just reach out to me on Facebook or send me an email. You'll be receiving an email after this class on more with the information about the class. And what you're going to walk away with is over time, you're going to notice more clarity instead of second guessing. Everybody in the class gets individual help with like their message and how to, their funnel. I talk about, how to market your freebie without being salesy. It's like we just cover everything in there. We talk about email. So you get to become consistent without pushing. You get confidence in your message. It's a supportive community. It's a small group. It's right now that it has there's 15 people and there's usually 7 or 8 people come each time. There's momentum, and it's not just information. It's about relationships. It's about the relationship with your visibility. So here's the thing. Entrepreneurs who will thrive in 2026 are not the ones posting the most. They are the ones who speak with clarity, show up with consistency, engage like a real human, and use AI support, not as identity. So I would love to open it up for questions. If anybody has any questions, these are some ways that you can stay in touch with me. Anybody have any questions, comments? This is a good screenshot to take for how to stay in touch. Okay. Oops. Hi, Venetia. Welcome. We just finished. But
Oh, I'm so sorry, but yeah, just just continue on.
okay, no, let's just hop on another call. I would love to talk to you.
Oh,
And
sure.
also, you're going to get a recording of the class.
Okay.
So I am going to send the recording of the class out to everybody because I know I give out a ton of information, and there'll be an email about the program. But again, does anyone have any questions? Okay. Well, I would love to connect with you. And I wanted to, I'm actually going to turn off the recording.